Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion Platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here.
Back with another live video, and what you just heard was the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Sylvester Kelly. That ain't no AI right there. That ain't no AI. Don't sound like that. That ain't no AI right there. What's up, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's in the bushes, everybody that's on the rooftop, swinging from the branches. What's up? What it do? It's your boy Big Five, back with another live video. And this live right now is just to inform the people like what to expect this Friday on the live show that we got going down this Friday. Because it's going down this Friday at 8 p.m. just like last Friday at 8 p.m. We will be live. We will be having a discussion. And this live on this coming Friday is mainly going to, I ain't gonna say it's mainly, this live this coming Friday will be focusing on educating and helping everyone understand what was Mr. Kelly actual charged with. What was he actually charged with? What was his charges? What up, Tiffany? What up, Cookie? What up, Stephanie? What's up? It's your boy Big Vibe. I'm in this thing, man. My energy is here. You know what I'm saying? My passion is here. My enthusiasm is here. I'm here and I'm ready. I'm looking forward to Friday Night Live and Friday Night Live because guess what? We had a discussion. Me and a couple people had a discussion, and in the discussion. In the discussion we had, a lot of people don't really and truly know what Mr. Kelly was really and truly charged with. A lot of people don't know. So I think it's important, you know, with me having a platform, I feel like it's my duty, or I feel as though it's my commitment to make sure and put out for the people who may not have time to go and research and read and do certain things that they don't like to do. That's why we got Big Vibe Opinion, because the things that you don't like to do on Big Vibe Opinion, we are going to do those things to help educate each and every fan supporter that support Robert Kelly, follow Robert Kelly, that want to know what's going on with Robert Kelly. See, when we're working, we're working now to try and inform Uncle Muse. What's up? We are working now to try and inform everyone and get familiar with what was Mr. Kelly actually charged with. When we talk about New York, when we talk about Chicago, what were the actual charges? And once we get familiar with the charges, and once we help everyone get familiar with the charges, then the next live we're going to start breaking down the charges. We're going to start breaking down the charges. We're going to start breaking down what was he found guilty of, what was he found not guilty of. You see how we finna move this. You see how we finna move this platform. You see the direction this platform is finna move in. This platform is finna move in a direction to where everyone is going to be able to understand. We finna break this shit down. Even the dog could understand it. We finna break it down. We finna break this shit down like a car that done ran out of gas. We finna break this shit down like a car on a flat tire. We finna break this shit down. I'm talking about we finna break it down like the whole world was talking about the federal shutdown yesterday. We finna break it down and get everybody in tune. We finna get everybody in tune. We're gonna get everybody up to speed, up to date with what actually went on with Mr. Kelly. And I'm not saying that everybody don't know, because it's a lot of people that do know. But it's also a lot of people that don't know. Like right now, I can ask somebody, what was he actually charged with? What were the actual charges? What charges were in the indictment? It ain't gonna be a lot of people that can tell me what actual charges there were in the indictment, because a lot of people don't know what he was being charged with. A lot of people only know what they heard on Surviving R. Kelly. A lot of people don't only know what they heard throughout the media, because a lot of people wasn't out here researching and trying to look up what was going on and what was he being charged with. A lot of people sitting here talking about shit that he was charged with in 2002. They talk about the same. They talk about charges from 2002, which none of the shit that he was charged with in 2002 was a part. What were the charges in his recent case? His recent cases. So this Friday at 8 p.m., I would love and I would like to see all the people that support me, that support the new movement, that support Mr. Kelly, that support injustice. You know, I would like to see y'all there this Friday so that we can get a better understanding to what was Mr. Kelly charged with initially. What were the initial charges? And I think that's the way that you move forward, in my opinion. In my opinion, I feel as though that is the way that you move forward. Getting everybody familiar with the actual charges. Because trust me, when you sit in the barbershops, when you go to certain places, what up, Jared? When you go to barbershops, beauty shops, different places, and they having this conversation, what is the one thing that people don't talk about? Because a lot of people don't know what was he actually charged with. A lot of people don't know what were the actual charges. So once we inform ourselves and educate ourselves on what were the actual charges, then we go and have these conversations with people, and they talk about all these things that they heard, all these rumors that they heard, all these speculations that they heard. You yourself will be able to say, no, he wasn't charged with that. And you know how I know he wasn't charged with that? Because I know the actual charges. I know how many counts. I know how many, whatever the situation may be. You are going to be able, you should be able to go and be able to understand all of this information uh after Friday. After Friday. You should be able to, when somebody asks you what was Mr. Kelly charged with, you should be able to run down the list. You should be able to tell them, hey, this, that, and the third. You should be able to point them in the direction to go look at what was he actually charged with. You get what I'm saying? So we are starting this thing back up, but we starting it back up in the way that it should have been started in the beginning. And not saying that it probably wasn't started this way in the beginning, but somewhere along the line things got blurry. So we are going to try and clear it up. We are going to try to, make it more informative. We want to try to make it more productive for people to be able to come and listen and um and look at this stuff and see um what actually happened. What was he actually charged with? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's I wasn't able to hop on yesterday to talk to you all, but today I was able to hop on, and I just wanted to let you all know, what to expect when it comes to the live on Friday night at 8 p.m. We will be live again, like last Friday, but this Friday, we're going to be talking about, we're going to be getting familiar. That's what I would like to say. We are going to get familiar. We're going to get to know what was Mr. Kelly actually charged with. What were the charges in the superseding indictments or whatever the situation may be? And we're going to educate ourselves on what was he actually charged with. And then the next live will be, breaking down the actual charges and different things of that nature. So we're just going to educate ourselves. We're going to dissect this whole R. Kelly situation in a way that we all have a clear understanding of what actually went on. And uh I'm excited to have all the people to be a part of it, to participate in it, and help everyone understand it, because the more of us understand and the more of us have knowledge of what actually went on and what Mr. Kelly was actually charged with, the better we are able to fight and put up a fight against what actually happened. See, it's hard to it's hard to fight for something that you don't even know what you're fighting for. You don't even know what you're fighting against. And a lot of us, we followed people, and we were supporters of people, and we listened to people and different things like that. And some people were very informative with detailed messages and detailed descriptions about different things. But like I say, my biggest thing was hair option. What's going on? Uh, my biggest thing is that when you ask people what was Mr. Kelly actually charged with, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. So imagine having a group of 300 people, and these are the people you choosing to go to war with. But out of the 300 people, a big fraction of them, they don't even know. They don't have no sense of direction of like, what's up, what we doing, where we going, how we doing it. You know what I'm saying? Who we up against, whatever the situation may be. So I feel as though it's only the right thing to do, to inform and help educate. And guess what? Not just help educate. Not just help educate my the fans and supporters, I'm educating myself as well, because guess what? I'm sitting back and I'm researching this stuff. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the information. Guess what? And I'm looking for the information to be able to share with you all, so that we can be stronger as a group, as a community, as an effort, as a movement. Because the more we know, the more we able to dissect. So this Friday at 8 p.m. we're going to be going live, and we're going to be explaining like what was Mr. Kelly actually charged with. When we talk about New York, when we talk about Chicago, we're gonna put all of the charges out that this man was charged with, accused of, charged with, however y'all want to speak about it. But once we get that part out of the way, then we can start to dissect each charge with our facts that we have to support, our supporting documents to debunk each of these charges. So, Friday, I look forward to seeing y'all there. I just wanted to come on real quick just to give insight on what the live is going to be about Friday, and why it's important for the people to be there on Friday. Because if you are not familiar with what Mr. Kelly was actually charged with, then this is a live you don't want to miss, because this is gonna be your opportunity to get familiar with the actual charges. This is going to be your opportunity to get familiar to what Mr. Kelly was actually charged with. When we talk about New York, we talk about Chicago. When we talk about Chicago, So that's the plan for Friday, man. I got about 10 minutes. I dropped the link. I got about 10 minutes before I had to get up out of here. Just wanted to share. Uh, okay, that's what's up, man. Most definitely, shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. Shoot me an email, man. Shoot me an email. If you would like to participate on the live, just shoot me an email. And let me get it up here. So yeah, if you would like to support the live, just shoot me an email, because we don't lock we I try not to put links in the chat, but so far everybody that's in the chat right now is names that I've seen. So if you look for it, Friday is going to be a more serious live. So, we may not have links in the chat, like right now. You know what I'm saying? So Friday is going to be a serious live. We're going to, we want to make sure we get our message across and our information to the people. So, Friday live, may not be a live where we just drop the link in the chat. So, yeah, so if you would like to be a part of it or a participant, just make sure that you shoot me an email, and let me know who you are, whatever the situation may be, and boom, we can go from there. I'll make sure that you get the link to you. I'll be sure to get the link to you in time that you will have enough time to get yourself prepared and ready. You know what's going on, Miss Carla? Hold on, it's
Yes, hello. Oh,
what's going on?
hey, what's up, my dear brother? How are you?
What up, Levi?
You got it, bro. What's the dilly? What's the dilly?
Oh no, man, just coming on, just giving people just a little insight on Friday Night Live. We doing that. We doing another live Friday night at 8 p.m. And
Yes.
um, with this new movement that that I decided to go with the channel. I decided to just go back. That's why I did the 5 year review. And now this week, I will be doing informing people. We're going to inform the fans and supporters and the people of what was R. Kelly actually charged with. Like, what was the indictments? Like, what was the charges per the indictment? So, because that's a big issue that a lot of people that's fighting, a lot of people that's supporting honestly don't even know like the actual charges that Mr. Kelly was actually facing, you know. So I feel as though we are only strong as our weakest link. So we have to get educated on what we are fighting against in order to fight, period. So Friday live will be informing people of the charges. So, it's hard to sit in a barber shop or a beauty shop or a grocery store anywhere and you having this conversation and people say, well, what was he charged with? And you don't even know but you defending him, but you don't even know the charges. So,
Absolutely.
that's kind of like that that'd make me, if I'm a person that's on the fence and I ask you, hey, well then what was he even charged with? What was he charged for? And you tell me, now I'm like, if I could have came over to the other side, I'm questioning because you don't even know what he was charged with, but you defending it. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
my goal is to try to inform as many people as possible, to educate as many people as possible as far as the charges versus in New York and Chicago. And once we get familiar with the actual charges, next week live is going to consist of, we're going to start breaking down the charges, you know, per live. In this
Absolutely.
live, this thing that we got running right now, I got a group of people, and we're individually going. Each one of us is assigned to a charge to focus on that particular charge, and we're gonna come back with our information. Like, we're gonna say, oh, well, this was coercion was the charge. Well, we're gonna
Absolutely.
go back and say, hey, well then he was found not guilty on this, and this is the basis of why he was found not guilty because we have our facts to prove this. You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So this is what we're doing right now in this the way that I see Big Val opinion moving, and it's just like to get everybody, informed and get everybody strong. And the stronger we are together, the more knowledge we have together, the more powerful we can move as a unit. Because if we don't know, if I know, and then there's 10 other people that don't know, then one other person know, then what the hell? There's no progress in it. But if all 50 of us know the same information, guess what? We can go out here and sing on one accord. Everybody, look, that's what it's about. And I think for me, like, a lot of people may not look at this movement the way that I looked at it. But over the 5 years of being in it, I've just been studying it,
That's right.
seeing what was going on, seeing what could have been done differently. That's what my part. That's what my vision been at since I've been in it, just observing. And that's something that my granddaddy taught me as a kid. He say you gotta observe. He said God gave you 2 eyes and 2 ears and 1 mouth. You look and listen twice as much as you speak,
That's
and
right.
that's how you survive in this world. So for
That's right.
me, in this movement, in this sector, whatever they want to call it, I've been observing everything, and I've been taking notes, and then I said, once I restructure this thing, I'm gonna structure this shit in a format to where it's gonna educate people and it's going to inform people, and it's going to make people want to be a part of it, and it's going to make people way more comfortable when they talking to their family members about this case, when they talking in the barbershop about it, in the grocery store, whoever want to have a conversation. Anybody that follow Big Val opinion gonna be able to hold a conversation and possess the information that a lot of people don't know and be able to explain it to them. And guess what? I guarantee you, you're gonna turn some non-believers into believers because people believe in confidence when you talk. If you talk with confidence, you can win a lot of people over, even if you're a bullshit person.
Absolutely.
If you got confidence in your speech, people will believe and follow you because they like that shit. But if
Absolutely.
you're a person who talking and you motherfucker like, man, all right, bro, you know,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying. But if you speak with confidence and you speak with conviction, man, you can win some people over.
Absolutely. And what you're referring, I know you have to go, so I just want to say this for 1 minute and I'm out of here also. That what you're speaking of is called blind advocacy. And our people have the tendency to advocate for things and individuals blindly. So I wanted to come on here real quick to commend you for taking an academic, scholarly, analytical approach to this entire situation. Because what have we heard all our lives? If you want to hide something from Black people, put it in a book, put it in literary form. As I have explained to Robert several times that the people that put you in this are thinking people. These people to resurrect the Mann Act, to resurrect the laws that they resurrect when it comes to their
Mm-hmm.
objective. They're not in boardrooms yelling at each other. They're sitting thinking, okay, how do we circumvent the
Statute of
constitutional
limitation.
cemetery? How do we
Yeah.
circumvent this, right? So your approach in 2025, I wanted to commend you and applaud you because that's what is going to require that those who are pro R. Kelly or anti R. Kelly at least provide them with the wealth of information so they'll know why they feel the way they feel. We have to get out of just coming into things emotionally. It has to be analytically, and that is for a young man like yourself to take that approach. I just want to commend you because it's going to require thinking, and it is impossible. It is impossible. It is not just Black Americans. Americans, period. They weigh in on subjects that they are not well informed about.
Mm-hmm.
They pick a side. Donald Trump said yesterday that the 14th Amendment, as it pertains to immigration, was really argued and established on the Black slaves.
Right.
I saw these Black people and all
I,
these blogs coming out yelling, screaming. What
I
did he
saw
call it?
it. I saw it, man.
Dude,
My
it's the
man,
truth.
Levi. My dad is 50-some years old, man, and me and
Yes,
him was in a full-fledged debate about this shit because he talking about this man trying to take the 14th Amendment away. I'm like, are you stop watching the fucking news, man?
yes, yes. And it's pervasive across all lines in America where we, especially Black people, don't make an educated, well-informed observation and decision on how we weigh in on things. Donald Trump spoke the truth that it was along the lines of the 14th Amendment, was along the lines of the black slave being the number one question at a certain juncture in American history, where our existence was the big equation that needed to be solved. We were taught as children, give me 30 seconds and I'm done. All of us were taught as children that Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, which is true. We were given pictures of Abraham Lincoln as babies, as children, to color. And we would color those pictures of Abraham Lincoln, take them home, get a star, and say, look, mama, Abraham Lincoln. But when you get into the analysis of what you're doing in the R. Kelly case or cases, when you get into what is written at the Library of Congress, when you get into Abraham Lincoln's own writings, his own words, he said, if he had it his way, that the black slave in America will remain a black slave in America. My only objective and interest is to preserve the Union. He said that. He said, but I tell you what, if they stay, they will always be second, third class citizens in this country. So that was his true sentiments. That's how he truly felt. Yes, he did free the slaves, but the sentiment of that man, he was honest. That's why they call him Honest Abe. I'm going to tell you what I feel about it. But we blindly teach our children, oh, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, as if this is some benevolent, decent, nice white man. No, the truth. Listen, bro, I'm out of here. What you're doing when it comes to the black and white, when it comes to reading what those prosecutors put in those indictments, when it comes to the motions, the responses, and all of this, starting with the charges, you can't beat that. You can't beat it because that's the black and white. That's what they built their cases on. And by educating people to this, you're creating informed individuals, like you said. If you're in the barbershop talking about it, at least you know what exactly took place, bro. And I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna commend you again. And this is I had to pull over and say, look, bro, your approach, the course that you're charting now is needed, and it's a genius move because what does the book say? You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Well, you can't get free unless you know.
In case you know, man.
My man.
Told my people last night. I was telling my brother. I say the truth ain't never told a lie, and the lie will never tell the truth.
That's a fact, bro. So I thank you again, Big. I'm watching, bro. If I can weigh in Friday, I will. But I'll say it again. You're on the right course, brother. And I have to commend you for that because that's what it's going to take. Analysis, the real scholarship. You feel me? That intellectual thinking of really breaking this down, something that we as black folk just don't seem to want to do, is to know. We have to know knowledge.
Right.
Man.
But and one thing I want to say though, Levi, and people have broke it down, but can you imagine breaking down a case, you having a conversation about a case that's like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel the case was discussed in this sector. It felt like we was in the club talking about what happened in the case. So you know what's going on in the club. People talking about the case, but all the music, people drunk, drinks, whatever. So who is really comprehending what is being, talked about?
Absolutely.
And
And
I feel like over the
I'm sorry,
5 years, when I talk about the review, I feel like in this sector, we've been talking about the case. We've been talking about the charge. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. But we've been talking about it in the club at the same time, having a good time.
But what did you say in the most genius way? You said after the charges are broken down, I am delegating certain members to you deal with this, you deal with that. So let me say this. I've been here. I'm guilty of it. No, none of us have broken it down. To break something down is to break it down to the smallest molecule. In life, certain things require, like you just said in the most genius way. Okay, we got the charges. Now you deal with the coercion. That's how you break it down, bro. You break it down by compartmentalizing, breaking each part down, and then saying to this person, now you deal with that. What is coercion? What's coercion? See, let me tell you something, brother. These people use these words that throw people off. And as I teach my daughters, don't ever read a word and not know the etymology of that word and what that word means, because this is how they're able to rule. This is how they're able to convict. This is how they're able to falsely charge people, because they use words that the average person will say, well, they said coercion, so it must be coercion. Hell no. Is coercion mean that you coerced? You did something to manipulate the situation, when you know, Brother Vi, and we all know that when you read those text messages, the coercion started when you sent your 17-year-old in there and told him to tell the man she was 18. You coerced him. He was coerced. She wasn't coerced. She was coerced by the parents, but he wasn't coerced. You feel me? He
Right.
wasn't the one who manipulated that minor across state lines. Y'all did that. That's black and white. It's written. But if you allow them to play with you and say, well, he coerced minors across state lines, no. Like you doing, brother Vi, let's break it down. What is coercion? Now let's look at the evidence as this thing unfolds. Let's look at the evidence, brother. And when you look at the evidence, how can you charge someone with coercion when their own evidence shows he was the one coerced? He was the one who was tricked. He was the one who was set up. And they knew it, and I ain't gonna get off into that, but they suppressed that
Yeah.
information from the jury. Yo, thank you, brother. I ain't gonna hold you. You're doing an excellent
And you
job.
speaking on that, man, that's the truth. But and when you talk about the coercion shit, bro, and I
Yes,
think
sir.
about the DC sniper situation where this man coerced this kid into doing the shit he did, but guess what? They still charge him and the kid.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They charged the kid because they felt that the kid was of age enough to know what you were doing was wrong. Right now, they would take a Diddy, a Drake, a R. Kelly, all of these guys, and they'll say, well, she was a 17-year-old, which makes her a minor, so you're guilty of this. But guess what? That same 17-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, if their boyfriend says, let's go rob this 7-Eleven, I want you to drive the car while I go in there and get the money. And that boy goes in there and kills some people and get the money from the 7-Eleven, and you drove the car, they're not going to say, well, you were 15, you didn't know. No, they're going to charge you as an adult at 15, at 16, and lock you up for the rest of your life. So don't you ever tell me that a 17-year-old that can tell a grown ass man that she's 18 don't know what she's doing. You know what you're doing because guess why? You can get a record deal at 15, 16, 17 as long as your parents sign. Why would you say 18? Because 18 is the age for consensual sex. That was the plan, that was the plot, and this is why he was coerced. He was set up to take the minor across state lines. He did not bear any culpability in any of that because had she been 18 years old, as Lisa Van Allen was, they couldn't charge him because you were 18. We can't charge him because you were 18. You feel me? So that is just, brother, I get so stirred up. But I thank
Yeah,
you for
you
clearing
will,
the
man.
point.
And that's the
Yeah,
thing with this shit. It's so much shit that when you really like contextualize it,
that's right.
it's not gonna ever make sense to you. That's just like all of these motherfuckers in this Chicago shit. They're saying they were how was these minors receiving settlements from lawsuits
Mhm.
if you're under the age of 18 years old?
That's right.
Like what parent sign what a parent like don't
Absolutely.
know I can't no minor get no settlement in their name and they go cash the shit like you get what I'm saying? I don't.
Absolutely.
It's just
Absolutely.
a lot of different little shit that when you think about it, But the thing is, what went on in the R. Kelly case. Honestly, is what's going on in the media right now today. They
Absolutely.
they they got the people emotionally riled up with the surviving R. Kelly, and
Yes.
everything that came after that, it had to be true because now the people are emotionally involved. Now we can play
Absolutely.
on the emotion, and that's why I
Absolutely.
always say when somebody asks me about a woman running the country, and I don't want to make it about this, but you can't have emotional people in power
That's
because
right.
guess what? If something strikes their emotion, it's going to reflect in their job. You can't have this shit.
Absolutely. And it's a horrible day in America where the Justice Department plays propagandist style games and say, before we go get Diddy, we're going to release the tape of what he did to Cassie. which none of us agree with. That was deplorable. That was domestic assault. He should have went to jail for a year or two when that occurred, but the statute of limitations had expired. However, you're going to use the tape to convince the people now everything else that we're saying about him is true. Just like they use Surviving R. Kelly with R. Kelly. And that is, listen, bro, it is unconstitutional. It is the Justice Department are now, members of the Justice Department are now engaged in clout chasing. They are allowing the social media to control them and dictate to them to the extent where they're charging American citizens based on civil complaints, based on some video footage, based on what people say, and that is unprecedented. It has never occurred. So now with Donald Trump being in office, and he's going to pardon Robert, watch and see, he understands the propagandist games that they play and how they can make you, Brother Vi, me, or anyone else look guilty, because none of us are perfect. So you understand what I'm saying? They could take a person who's on video footage with a bladder infection on the side of a building urinating. That's, you see somebody on the side of a building urinate. That's horrible. They got him on video footage. But guess what? They can put that video footage up on social media and in the media. Look at him. He got his penis out. He's on the side of a building urinate. Now we're going to say he molested 5 girls. Feel me? Hold on. What's that got to do with that?
Malcolm and Malcolm X warned, and that's the thing. That's why Malcolm X became a target, because he tried to warn the people of the power of the media.
That's right.
He was talking about the media, the press. Same shit with Tupac say, man. The media, the press, man. These people have the power to control the narrative. They can push the narrative in whichever direction they want to push.
Absolutely. So when you go, I'm sorry.
And that what make it so much harder, and see, and like ain't no way. And I'm gonna go on a limb and say this, and and I don't. But if Robert 2000, if this shit would have right now, and this probably gonna be the first time you ever heard this shit, because I'm gonna be the first person to say this shit. If you were to flip these two cases, what he was found guilty of now, if this shit was in 2002, in the 2008, he would have been found not guilty of. The shit that he was found guilty of in 2000, not guilty of in 2008, if that trial was today, he would have been found guilty.
Absolutely.
That's the power of the media.
And I want people to notice that what you're talking about, see, this media, I'm done when I say this, bro. I got to let you go. But here's the deal. All you got to do is listen to King Solomon. I always go to the Bible. He says how there's nothing new under the sun. Back in Jesus' day, the media were the scribes, scriblos, to write. They were the media. They influenced the people. So when Jesus first came on the scene, and rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, and the people started throwing flowers and roses and putting their clothes on the ground and yelling, Hosanna, Hosanna, loving Jesus. They wanted to kill him then, but in their own, if you listen to their conversations, they said, we got to get him before he becomes too strong. One of the Pharisees said, no, we cannot move on him right now. What do you mean? The people love him. The people are with him. So what happens at the end when they go get him and crucify him? The people are saying, free Barabbas. The people are saying, kill him, kill him. So through the scribes and the media, they can turn anyone, all of us, against people if you're weak-minded. They can use that medium, which is the middle, to turn people against you. And then we discover 85% of what was said on Surviving R. Kelly was a damn lie, but you'll never find Gayle King, CBS, Entertainment Tonight, CNN, none of them retracting and saying, wait a minute, y'all, we lied on this man. Hey, after that, it's too late. They didn't already crucified the man. That's how they look at it. You feel me? So
They got that protection though.
that's
They
right.
got that protection that other press. So
Absolutely.
they can come out and say shit without fact checking or any of that.
Well,
And
your father is roughly my age, and he'll tell you, a brother, because you're young. When we were growing up, Meet the Press, 60 Minutes, Barbara Walters, Dan Rather, Ted Capone, all of them had what is called journalistic integrity. Back then, those media outlets, if they reported something wrong, they came back and said, "Oh, we said the Ayatollah Khomeini did this, but that's not true." Back then, they would have came to the forefront and said, "What we fact checked what Surviving R. Kelly said about R. Kelly, and these are the things that were not right." These were back then they had journalistic integrity. Now they don't give a damn. They are killing people. And this is why Donald Trump came out the gate saying fake news. See, he letting you know y'all are being fed fake news, making these people the culprits because they are in a position to destroy lives, and they do it every damn day. This is what they do. You understand? So it's all coming to a head, bro. I'm so sorry for holding you so long.
no,
Uh,
man, you good. You good.
yes, sir.
I was on there speaking myself. You know, I would have been on off of here, but like you say, man, you came on and gave some words to the people to let them know, like, man, you know, this direction we going
That's
is
right.
like you say. Sometimes you have to travel the road that's less traveled to get to where you're going. You
But
know what
know this, brother Vi, you gonna get some resistance.
I'm saying?
Just stay the course. You about to get some resistance. See, when you tap into that intellectual scholarship type side, you about to get these jealous, low down animals coming at you from every angle. Remember that. Watch how the people, certain people, is going to be resistance. But I know you're positive, brother. I know you're not going to be sidetracked. I know you're not going to pay attention to it. You're going to stay the course, and I just have to commend you for that, bro. All right,
But
I'm about
that's
to get
what
out of
I
here.
do. Cause
Yes, sir.
once
Yes, sir.
I come on this app, I do my job. I get off of this shit,
Yes, sir.
and I'm not back on it until it's time to be back on. You know,
Yes,
like
sir.
a preacher. A preacher come to church, he preach his sermon. Once he leave, he not worried about.
Hey, right. I just came by to tell you. Right. I just came by
Yeah,
to tell you. Right.
that's
I'm by.
it.
That's
You
it,
have to
brother.
roll that way, man.
Yes, sir.
And if I don't do nothing to nobody, I give everybody the proper respect, and I stay in my own lane.
That's right,
So
brother.
the resistance can come, but like my granddaddy told me, you are what you answer to. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
So thanks again, bro. Trust me, Robert thanks you, and keep staying the course. I love it. I love it. Anything that's about scholarship, intelligence, analysis, learning, teaching, interchanging thoughts and ideas, I'm all for it. And I commend you and applaud you, bro. All right. I holler
yeah.
back.
All right. It's
Word,
going
word,
down
word.
Friday at 8 p.m. though.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir. I'll
that's
make a
the
note
day
of
of the
it.
day.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Peace.
So yeah, man. So it's going down Friday. That's the day of the dance. Um, we got we got we got a direction that we're trying to go with this whole movement, and the more of us that's willing to help when we talk about these different counts and charges, you know, the more we can cover, the more we can get out. So if you have the time, if you want to help, if you want to help, if you want to participate, if you want to help us break these charges down, these different counts down, you know, shoot me an email. You know what I'm saying? Let's work together to, you know, help educate each other on what Mr. Kelly was actually charged with. And then we're going to start breaking down each charge. What was he found guilty of? What was he found not guilty of? You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to start providing our evidence. that we've gained over research and from different platforms that have put in the work. You know, we have 5 years of research right here on these YouTube streets that we can go to. Uh, if you don't have a lot, if you're not familiar with a lot of different things, you can go to Instagram, Justice for R. Kelly on Instagram. Man, it's so much information on that page over on Instagram, from motions to like all like this. They got so much information over there on Justice for RK. So if you're not familiar, or you want to sharpen up a little bit here and there, whatever it is you need to do, go over to Justice for R. Kelly on Instagram, man. And I mean, they got all the motions that were dropped. All like it's so much paperwork. Like, man, I commend that page, and whoever runs that page, I commend them, because they have a lot. Like, so every motion that come out is over there. You know what I'm saying? Anything involving Robert Sylvester Kelly, as far as legally, it's over on that page on Instagram, Justice for R. Kelly on Instagram. Um, but yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through for this little brief live today. And this is going to be something that we're doing Friday. You know, we're going to go in Friday at 8 p.m., you know, like we did 8 p.m. last Friday. This Friday, we're going in at 8 p.m. And we're going to talk about what was Mr. Kelly actually charged with. We talk about the New York charges, the Chicago charges. You know, we're going to talk about possibly like the charges that Kim Fox dropped. You know, we want to know. We want to know, and we're going to bring that. We're going to try to get to the bottom of that information so that we all be familiar with it. So, shout out Lex, Cookie, Diana, Tanisha. You know, let's see. Hammer Time Funk, shout out. You know, I seen a couple people come in the midst of me and Levi having that exchange. So with that being said, man, I look forward to seeing y'all Friday. Share the live to different platforms. Share the live to platforms of people who you want to see over here. Tell them come over here. Tell them come join the conversation. And as we move forward in this movement for R. Kelly awareness, the injustice of R. Kelly, whatever you all want to name it, however y'all see it to be. But that's the direction that we're going, and we just want to be more informed and more educated about what we're doing. And I see you all Friday at 8 p.m. All right, it's your boy Big Val Opinion signing out.